guys, welcome back to my channel. And it's been quite some time since we've been here, and you know, it's about time. So as you guys can see by the title of this video, I'm gonna try and see what I can title it and like keep it short. I just wanted to share with you guys like on the self-care and just like the journal type of side of my YouTube. If you're new to this channel, my name is Sentage. I'm a creative, I'm a stylist, I'm a creative director, but I also do a lot of other things. So basically in this channel you get to see everything that I do, and I get you guys, you know, to hop on. And yeah, I also share skin, hair care journey because I'm a 4B hair girl, natural girl. So I also share tips on like hair and skin and all of that. But yeah, like I was having a conversation with my mom, right? And just like a week ago, or like, yeah, actually last week, a couple of weeks ago, and I was just like, wow, like stunned at how much I can actually speak to my mom about things that I never really thought that I would ever tell my mom, like boys and all stuff like that. And like, yeah, I just decided to share things that were relevant or that I read in my 20s, and like things that I'm still learning and things that I've learned. So I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm just going to keep it short and like probably name 5 or 6 things that I've learned in my 20s. And if you guys have any other like things that you guys have learned or anything that you'd like to share or add, don't be scared to comment in the section box below, comment section below. And please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like. So let's get straight into the first thing that I want to talk about is like time, right? I feel like time is an aspect that we're going to use like for the rest of our lives, but I feel like in our 20s it's a very special moment because it really, what we spend our time feeding into in the future. So like for me, time has always been something that I treasure, and in my 20s it has been very like something I'm also struggling to, to manage, you know? Because at the end of the day, we're at a stage of our lives where we just want to have fun. You only live once, YOLO. You don't want to miss out on life. You want to explore, but then not actually like knowing the importance of like time, you know. And what I've learned in my 20s is that you need to take control over your time, and don't be scared to only focus your time on things that you actually need. Because this one thing that my dad always tells me is like, if you don't take charge of your time, right, and you don't prioritize your things and your life and things that you have to get done, somebody else or other people from the outside can actually come and actually do what they want to do. Like if you don't have a plan for your life, somebody's gonna come and make a plan, and you're gonna hop onto that train and you're gonna follow that train and lose track of what you have to do. And yeah, so time, the second thing that I would say is it kind of comes hand in hand. It's like same thing with time. You will use it for the rest of your life. Is discipline. I feel like discipline in your 20s is very important because first of all, we need discipline when it comes to money. Discipline with money, discipline with just things that you do, because you don't want what you do in the 20s to have a crucial effect on like your life, or like something that you can do that can round you up in hospital and then now you don't have a leg. Now you're living your whole life without a leg. Get me? So yeah, like I was saying, discipline is also one thing that you really need to have. And yeah, just take control over your life and have that sense of responsibility, because I think discipline it's just basically about having a limit and knowing what not to do or what to do when, with what, and like, you know, it's just those type of questions that you need to ask yourself before you do something, just to know what could like the consequence of that action be, you know. If you know that so like when it comes to finances, you know that you need to live a soft life. Yes, you want to live a soft life, but live a soft life within your means, you know what I mean? You don't want to prioritize something that you don't actually need, but something that you want. For example, paying your bills over having a soft life. Like, you need to first prioritize and say you need to pay your bills, you need to pay 1, 2, 3, and then from that you can say, okay, this is what I have left for leisure, and this is what I can use, and this is what I can save. So while we're touching on like discipline and finance as well, I think it's also important for us to save in our 20s. As much as we might not have the means to save, not everybody has a stable source of income, and it's something that I'm also trying to do. But I know times are tough. Sometimes you're like, yo, I don't have enough money, or like I did something and you know, I don't have extra money, something in your mind that you want to invest in, because sometimes it's not about the physical hard cash, it's also about things that you could possibly invest in, such as your business, such as yourself, like so that you can see, like in a way that you can see that it can rip something else financially, you know what I mean? And then friendships and relationships, because I mean, we're saying explore, like you're still young, explore and go out there, mingle, whatnot. But like when I'm saying that, I'm not saying be irresponsible and like be careless with yourself and whatnot. Because when it comes down to friends, right, you need people that are going to better you, you know. And sometimes it's really hard because some people, you outgrow them, and that becomes a little bit uncomfortable because then you guys don't share the same values or same morals, or don't actually believe in like similar things, and like you just don't, you're just not on the same page, you know what I mean? So I think find friends that will better you in any way, or friends that want the best for you, if so. And the same goes for relationships. I mean, like find somebody that's going to appreciate you for you, and somebody that's going to give back the way you're giving. Like you pouring into an empty cup is like not something that you should be doing in your 20s. I think it's not something that you should focus on. You're not Bob the Builder. You're not supposed to be building on a man. You're supposed to be building with a man or with a woman, etc. So be selfish with yourself in terms of who you love, and know that like who you choose to love, you know what I mean? And yeah, I think at the end of the day, love leads and love is everything, but don't ever put yourself out there as second option. Like, you know what I mean? It's time for you to find who you could potentially be compatible with. So don't settle for anything that you don't feel that is something that you can see in the long. I'm not saying look for your husband in your 20s. I'm not saying find your boo. Like, I don't know. We have people have different backgrounds. People have different beliefs. People have different wants in life. But for me, the goal is not to suffer because you want to get married. Like, I know in your 20s, you're probably at the age where your parents are like, oh, I want grandkids, I want kids. But it's like, ma'am, I'm also at the stage of my life where I need to build my future, build something, and like have somebody that I can build with, you know what I mean? Or something that I am building with. But yeah, I just feel like prioritize yourself. And if you feel like if you feel like you're not getting anything back from friends or family, like speak about it, or like just slowly cut them out. I'm not saying when you cut people out you don't talk to them, you mice them, you like cut people out in like limit the influence they have on your life, because friends and family is a very touchy subject, because most of our support systems are our friends and our families. Also, one important thing, we only have one body. Like, I know I am like, I really struggle with this, like exercising and like getting fit and like, you know, just like eating properly and all of that. I think that's something that we in our 20s really need to take into consideration, like keeping your body healthy and keeping yourself healthy and drinking water, exercising, because you only have one body, and this body must last you until you're like 70, 80, 90, how long you live. So I think that's also something that's very important, and that's something that really scares me, because I'm like, no, it's fine, I'm a size now like this, so it's fine, I can get thicker. But then it's like, I'm thinking, babe, you need to relax, you know, you need to like actually take working out serious. So that's something I'm still working on, something I'm still learning. And yeah, I know that we all want to be successful, we want to be ambitious, we want to be top of the grade, we want to just do big things. Please just take it easy on yourself. I know, like, I'm one person that doesn't take it easy. I don't even know how to phrase it, but I push myself a lot, and I feel like, yes, it's good to be motivated, it's good to have goals, it's good to have long-term, short-term goals, to be goal-driven, to be passionate about what you do, but give yourself a break, you know? Give yourself a break mentally, just relax physically, like age stamps on your success. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying sit down, be lazy, because I said you must relax 24/7. No, like don't put time spans, like age stamps on your goals. Like by 28, I must have that mentioned. By 29, I must have a car. Because things work out for our good, but like things work not at our time sometimes. Sometimes things are supposed to work out for you at a specific time because God knows why. 25 I must get married. Like, marriage is not do or die. Marriage is not do or die. You know what I mean? So anyways, yeah, and just do what you can, do the best you can do, be the best version of yourself every day. And I think, like, step by step you'll get things done. Like, step by step, wow, what happened? Step by step things will work out for you, and all it takes is patience and discipline, to be honest. And yeah, so that also brings me to, like, embracing failure. Like, when you do try something and it fails, like, learn from that. Like, don't, like, I know it's easy to rather say don't do this, do that, but life happens, and sometimes we feel like we beat ourselves up because of our failures. But I feel like learning from those mistakes and, like, learning from it is, like, the way forward. So embrace your failures and learn from them, because your failures help you build towards your success. Like anything, a lesson learned or a lesson gained is always good. Comparing yourself to others really takes away from your progress, and you just rob yourself from realizing how far you can actually get and how far you've actually gotten, and just accepting and just appreciating that moment for your life and celebrating that small mile or that small award or that small progress that you've, like, the place that you've gotten to. So yeah, I think comparing yourself to others is really the pits. And I know with social media, you want something is just in your eye, you just enter your eye, like you just feel like, oh my goodness, I see this and this and this and this. Oh my goodness, this girl, she's an influencer and she's only 15 and she's making $15,000, 3 million, and I'm like 24 and I don't even have like a stable thing. Like my account is 0.0. I'm broke. You know what I mean? And it's like, just don't do that. Don't do that, because you don't know what they did to get where they were and what steps they had to go through to be where they at, So comparison is a thief of joy. I see it like that, because when you compare yourself to others, it calls a lot of things to you, like being anxious because you actually don't know what the future holds. You're like, oh my goodness. And one thing that I saw, I think it was like I was watching some Instagram video about psychology and whatnot, and it says anxiety is not being anxious or being worried about the future. It's anxiety is being worried that you can't control the future, or you can't control what's coming to you. And it's just like, if you don't have control over it, why are you worrying over it? Let it, when the bridge comes, like you'll deal with it. And that, like I said, it takes back from what you've worked for, and you can't even see like that where you at is actually somebody else's prayer point. Somebody said, oh my goodness, I want to do this. Where you're beating yourself over something and comparing yourself to somebody else, you're taking away from yourself, basically. Like I said, you're just taking away from yourself. And I feel like you can always flip that into like motivation to say, oh my goodness, she got her car at 27. That is so dope. I want that for me in the future. Don't say also when I'm 26, I want that. Like, don't do that to yourself, because that's just a lot. Like, personally, it's much. But the second last thing that I'm going to talk about is do what makes you happy. I mean, do what makes you happy, because people are going to have opinions about you either way, whether you're doing good or whether you're doing bad. I think everybody knows this, and it's something that people sing a lot, people say a lot, that just do what you have to do. Be happy. Don't deny yourself of that joy or satisfaction of what you actually want, thinking about what people can think about you or what people think about you. Because to be honest, sometimes we just need to get over our heads and like get over ourselves and just do what we actually want to do, and stop thinking about what people think about us. Because at the end of the day, as much as we think, because we're looking at it from a magnifying glass, we think that, oh my goodness, this person is thinking this about me, and that person is not even thinking jack about you. Like, people are not so invested in your life as much as you think they are, because people can come to you and say, oh, this is what I feel, da, 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 but when they're at home, they're not thinking about you. You're sitting there with yourself and with your talent or your skill or whatever you're trying to postpone because you feel like people are not going to be happy, or it's not something that you feel like should go out there. Boo, do what you want to do. And I'm talking to you. Start that business, start that design, start that TikTok account, start that YouTube, do that. Start, okay? I think the last thing I want to talk about, and it's definitely in line with do what makes you happy, is invest in yourself and love yourself. I think self-love is something that nobody can give to you. Like, as much as you can love people and love your family and love people around you, but if you don't have self-love, like, it's really pointless, because then you're just pretending, because you're pouring into someone that something that you don't even have for yourself. And I think everything should go back to loving yourself and just being the best version of yourself, and that's just going to reciprocate. And yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, and if you really like this video and this type of videos, please comment and give this video a like. And if you're not subscribed, I don't know why you're not subscribe. And yeah, I think we've come to the end of this video, and thank you guys for always tuning in. And yeah, I did my hair by myself, and if you guys follow me on TikTok, I'm gonna have my link in the bio. But yeah, I did my hair myself, and I did a young TikTok tutorial on how I got this hair. Cute, I'm really loving it. And yeah.